guys, our friend Sue messages and asks how quickly we can finish up with work and head out to watch the sunset together. I felt really inspired to pick out a few moments that we've had recently like this that I can draw, and we've also come to the most beautiful lakeside cabin with Jace and Mitty, and I thought it would be a good opportunity to reflect on how we all make time for the things we love. It's so strange to me because we all used to work in corporate jobs, and every time we met up there was a really long period where we were just burnt out or busy and tired and kind of counting down the days to the weekend. And in that period I found it really hard to make time for simple things like this. But I think a lot did change once we started setting very clear intentions to prioritize things that are uplifting or give life warmth. The only reason that you need to do anything is to experience it, but it can be really hard to make time for things that we want to do when everything else feels out of balance. When there isn't enough time or energy left for things we enjoy, we almost need to come up with a reason to make changes and prioritize them again. And I think there can be so many unhelpful ideas that make it feel like our enjoyment of something isn't a good enough reason to do it, or that it's less important than other things. It can be easy to feel like it's only worth doing something if you're good at it, or that a good idea is one that you can monetize. I think there are so many narratives around productivity, and they can make it seem like we need to turn any of our passions into a side hustle or a career in order for them to be seen as successful. There was definitely a time when I let some of those ideas get in the way of making decisions, just because I was worried about change. The main thing was that I didn't have an answer to anyone asking, what will you turn this into, or how will you make money from this? And I really internalized a lot of their concerns. For a while, I was working in a law firm and I had billable targets. I recorded every 6-minute period, and basically everything about my day was centered around how profitable it was. I was spending a lot of nights eating dinner at my desk to keep up with work. I became so run down with my health, but also wondered why I wasn't able to balance everything that I loved. The experience of being burnt out definitely changed my perception of time, because before then I never even questioned whether doing something would be profitable or productive. I just did it. I learned new things just to try them, and I made things because I enjoyed the process of making them. But when I suddenly had no spare time at all, I sometimes felt like I needed to turn art or photography into a business before I could answer anyone's questions about why I was doing it on top of all this work. But all I really wanted was to be able to enjoy life and take everything in. And after I made that my priority, every decision became a lot simpler. Making change comes with so much uncertainty, and so does creativity. Change and creativity both ask you to go after something without any certainty about the outcome, and fear is just driven by this uncertainty. So if things feel out of balance, instead of trying to answer how you're going to do everything and what it's going to look like or where it's going to take you, it might be easier to focus on what you want to make space for right now. It could be helpful to ask things like, what do you feel inspired to explore more deeply? And is there one step that you could take towards that today? I think it's important to see that if you're burnt out or struggling to make time for things you love, and it can feel very negative, it's usually coming from a positive place. It could be coming from curiosity or knowing exactly what you want out of your time, and you might just need a bit of space to get back to it. think about whatever you're trying to make time for as a gift. It's like an energy or something that you can share and give to other people, but it's also something that you need to be open to receiving yourself. So I've finished the drawing of my friend's family and I'm going to give it to them tonight. Her boyfriend Mitty gave me the photo that I used to draw from. It was taken at sunset in the Glasshouse Mountains, and I know that it's one of their favourite family portraits, but I don't know if they know that I've drawn it for them, so we're going to find out now. I think our friendship is definitely a celebration of time under the sun, and I love being able to use art and